I wanted to be a hacker when I was in high school, but for some reason, I studied business English as major in college, and in the last 5 years, I learned Espanol, Baruski, Pasta Thai. Today, we will discuss how to learn English or even any language efficiently. Before we start to learn anything, we need to ask ourselves, what is the purpose of learning it? Is it for email business, which you need to focus on the written language? Or maybe you just want to chat with your friends to do the traveling, so you will need to focus on the spoken language. Or maybe it's for the academic usage, you want to take exams, or maybe more advanced, let's say the literature. In that case, you will have to remember a lot of vocabularies. Unlike a lot of other countries, in China you need to go through a quick security check for train station or even metro, which I consider it does increase the security of public transportation. Once started learning, the first question can be, does the pronunciation matters? It does and it doesn't. For instance, there are British accent, Scottish, America, etc. And to be honest, it's quite difficult for an outsider to differentiate them. And my recommendation will be choose the British English because you can easily search it on the website and to learn how the word is pronounced. The least thing you want to do is that you get confused by different pronunciation. But of course, when you get a major understanding of that, definitely you can choose whatever accent you would prefer to imitate. So how come it doesn't matter? First of all, you're not a native. You can't expect to pronounce the genuine accent without spending a lot of time. Secondly, let me bring two examples. In Thailand, most people will pronounce the 7-Eleven as 7-Eleven. And in Argentina, a lot of people will pronounce cut as cut because you in Spanish, it's always pronounced u. At least for me, I don't consider them speaking poor English. I would consider that if I heard that kind of pronunciation, I can assume where they come from. That would be a quite cool topic to talk about. Of course, I'm not recommending you that you don't need to learn the genuine pronunciation. Like if you are serious about that, let's say theory, you need to pronounce the th, and for the C, you don't need to bite your tongue. So you can also go to the Google and try to learn it via the website. That is also one of the reasons that I recommend you to learn British English because the resource is just easier to get. This water costs 50. Minutes for interchange. So I just learned even for the interchange you need to go out of station and then recheck your ticket and then come in. But it seems 15 minutes is enough because you have special passage for you and good luck with that. 到站是广州南站，请下车的旅客整理好行李物品。The second question can be, does the grammar matter? For sure it matters, and sometimes it can be crucial. Like, I loved her means I don't love her anymore, and Miss Natasha means she hadn't married. If Miss yes, then you know. I'll catch you later. But if you are short of time or it's not for exam, then you don't need to spend extra time to dedicating in learning grammar. You can pick it up gradually while learning it. For instance, there's a song named Because of You, and with a little bit extra learning, you will know because need plus sentence. While using because of, you can't add a sentence. Oh, I forgot to mention that one of the other reasons that I consider grammar isn't that much important is because that you need to also consider that the person you are talking to, English might not be his native language, so using complicated grammar might not be a good thing. Let's continue. But let's say you consider grammar is crucial and you really want to learn it, then again I would recommend you to use Google or even search what's the difference between this and that. I didn't mention you can learn grammar from the name of the song, so can you actually learn language from video and music? Where if your purpose is to immerse yourself in the language environment while you are doing the other things, then I would recommend you to do that. Otherwise, I wouldn't recommend because in learning there is passive learning. Passive learning is what I have mentioned. While you are doing the other thing, immerse yourself in an environment to which the language is being spoken. But the most efficient way is do the active learning, which is, yes, you can watch movie or listen music and then write down the sentence. And also while you are watching the vlog, the documentary, or the movie, you can also learn the skills which used on the movie, not only the language. In that case, it is recommended. The reason I don't recommend you to watch movie and music to learn is because there will be some pause and it is not efficient. But there are softwares to overcome that. For example, while I'm watching the YouTube, I will use the language reactor to control. I can skip the unnecessary scene, the scene which doesn't contain language. I can just jump on to the next sentence and learn from that way. But in short, the more time you spend learning, the better result it will be. By the way, while you are learning, I would recommend you to write it down, because usually when you are just listening something, let's say maybe you understand 90% of it, but for some sentence you will just skip it because you already understand the whole sentence. But the fact is that 10% or even 5% content can contain vocabularies you might need in the future. With everything being said, whether focus on grammar, pronunciation, or vocabularies, it depends on your purpose. And for me, I don't believe in shortcut, I only believe in hard working. So I wish you good luck and see you in the next one.